Number 29. Find the mean of the data summarized in the given frequency distribution. Now it says the highway speeds of 100 cars are summarized in the frequency distribution below. Find the mean speed. Now, to find the mean of a grouped frequency distribution, I'm going to write it above here. That is equal to the sum of the frequency times your midpoint divided by the total frequency, or the overall total, the sample size, if you want to say. The reason why we are using the midpoint in this case is because it says, if you look here, there are 3 cars that has the miles per hour between 30 and 39. However, we do not know the precise values of those 3 cars. Those 3 cars can be any number, has any miles per hour between 30 and 39. Therefore, we are using the midpoint to estimate the speed of that class. And if you remember, to find the midpoint, that is the lower limit plus the upper limit divided by 2. Before I even find the midpoint, I'm also going to tell you guys the width of the frequency distribution is 10. From 30 to 40, that is increasing by 10 units, 10 miles per hour. 40 to 50 by 10. 50 to 60, 10. 60 to 70 by 10. The same thing for the upper limit of the class. It increases by 10. So once I find the first midpoint, I can just add 10 to that midpoint to find the remaining midpoints. Let's go ahead and find the midpoint. So to find the midpoint for the first class, x of m1, that is 30 plus 39 divided by 2. 30 plus 39 is 69. 69 divided by 2 is 34.5. And I'm going to create a row. 34.5. Because the width is 10, that means my next midpoint will be 10 more than that one, which is 44.5. 54.5, 64.5, 74.5. Okay. Now, if we follow the midpoint formula, the mean formula for a grouped frequency distribution, it says the sum, which is addition, of the frequency times the midpoint. Multiplication comes before addition, and the frequency is represented by the number of cars. So for this column, it is going to be frequency times the midpoint. Let's make that a little bit longer. So we're going to multiply our cars column with our midpoint column to find our frequency times our midpoint. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to put that in red, actually. So that's going to be 3 times 34.5. That is going to be 103.5. 16 times 44.5. That is 712. 52 times 54.5. 834. 16 times 64.5. That is 1,032. 13 times 74.5. 968.5. Okay. After you multiply all your frequencies with your midpoints, it then says find the sum of that. And sum means addition. So we're going to add up all of these values, add them together to find the sum of the frequency times the midpoint. Open back up our calculator. Let's add. So plus 1,032 plus 2,834 plus 712 plus 103.5. That equals to 5,650. So we're approximating that the combined speed for all the cars in this frequency distribution is approximately 5,650 miles per hour. But we want to find the average, not the estimated combined speed. I must divide that by n, which is the total frequency. And to find n, you're going to add up the frequency column. Some professors also put the sum of the frequency down here, which is the same thing as saying n. Same thing. So 3 plus 16 is 19. Let's just use the calculator to add that up. 3 plus 16 plus 52 plus 16 again plus 13. That's 100. I should have figured that's 100. So to find the mean, that is going to be 5,650 divided by 100. And that's it's not approximately, that equals to 56.5 miles per hour. That is the average speed on the highway. So that is how you do it by hand. To be honest, it shouldn't take you that long to do it. I'm going to show you guys one more trick. Suppose if you have a graphing calculator, right? Now, you're going to open up your graphing calculator, a TI-83, TI-84. And what you're going to do is you're going to locate the button that says stats, which is right here. And for stats, make sure it's under edit. You're going to click on edit. Now, inside of your list 1, L1, you are going to enter in the midpoints. So if you're using a calculator, you must first find all the midpoints. This first step is necessary. So 34.5, 44.5, 54.5, 64.5, 74.5. Okay. After you do that, in L2, you're going to enter in the frequency, which is cars in this case. So 3, 16, 52, 16 again, and 13. Okay. Now, once you enter in the data into your calculator, you're going to hit stats. But you're going to go over to calc. And when you go over to calc, make sure it is on one variable statistics. Click on one variable statistics. Oops. Sorry, give me a second. First, we want to clear that. So clear that, excuse me. Go to stats, over to calc, one variable statistics, right? Now, when you go over the one variable statistics, make sure that you're putting in L1 and L2. L1, L2. Hit enter. And you get your mean, 56.5. And that is how you can do it in your graphing calculator. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon. Take care.